Okay, well, this is a good layup now. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit here, I guess. But speaking of the Osborne Savachi Vegas incident, second to
Mm.
last corner, Deegan, Cole Davies, what are your thoughts on the whole thing, including, I guess, the fans' reactions to it?
So my thought is, I feel like it's okay to ride your teammate uh, hard, right? I mean, I think you guys should race each other. We're a team sport, but we're not a team sport. Um, I think parking Davies wasn't necessary. I don't think that was super dirty. I think parking Davies is cool. I think riding him high in a berm is cool. A little bit of contact, a little bit of love, that's cool. But I think it was just a bunch of unfortunate events. I think Davies left the door open, which young guy, I'm sure this is a learning lesson for him. I also think like Deegan, you didn't have to run him that high on that particular turn where there it really is no runoff. And I think and Davey getting stuck. I don't think it wasn't Deegan intended to push him over the berm all the way and for him to be stuck. I think that's where it went to oh my gosh, this guy's, out to lunch and super rude, whatever it is. I didn't think it was super rude and intentional. I think the aftermath was just something that he didn't really calculate for about where he made the pass. So, and it is one that he made earlier in practice too. So that happened the same time. Sorry, the same spot in qualifying practice. So, um,
So what would you rate
yeah,
that move on a scale of dirty, from 10 being the most dirty, 1 to 10? Where do you put it?
7.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you ranking it?
I'm going to rate it way lower than that. Deegan and Cole Davies pass, I'm going to say out of 10, 4 out of 10 dirty.
Mm,
Yeah, I honestly, I watched the replays a few times through,
mhm.
and first of all, the circumstance in that Deegan is trying to win the championship, not that year. He's trying to win the championship that night if he can,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Which he did by doing
Yeah.
that move.
Yep.
So, um, and a lot of how I think I've talked to you about this in the past, how I determine how dirty a pass is, a
Mhm.
lot of times is based on the angle of the bike.
Yep.
If you were to look at the angle of Deegan's bike when he impacted Davies,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't far off a parallel.
He wasn't, and that's why I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was intentional. If you would have asked me my ranking in a different corner, the corner after, I would have said a 2. You know what I mean? It just the
Yeah,
unfortunate
that one
events
just being
that
after a high
happened
speed straightaway,
exactly, and
it
getting
changes it a bit.
stuck changes it. Where it's like, hey, if you were gonna do that, don't pick that corner. Was the move itself? No, but it's almost like, yeah, we all can tap dance, but we're not gonna tap dance on ice. You know what I mean? Throw the ice aspect in it, then it becomes dangerous. So I just think that the area, like the medium in which he did it, I would have changed that. That's the only thing that I'd say is really super dirty. But yeah, the kid's going after a championship. And
Yeah, I
it's
was
it's
all for.
understandable.
What was a bummer, it was tough. It was mixed emotion. I mean, when I was watching it, I thought there was zero wrong with what Deegan did to Davies.
Yeah.
I thought it was beautifully executed, perfect. Happy that he won the championship and to
Mhm.
earn it and do it one round early.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's got to feel fantastic, especially because the
Oh,
last round isn't it when they're both combined? Are you kidding
yes.
me?
So now he can kind of, I mean, it's Deacon, so he's gonna go out there for blood.
Well, now
But
now he can go out there
he
for
can,
blood and not have to
yeah,
play it safe in any way.
exactly. So like, yeah, beforehand he might have been had to, go settle for a third and then have people talking. I will say that this is gonna make for an even more exciting 250 finale next weekend in Salt Lake. I'm excited for that one. I do feel like there is a lot of opportunity for hype, for the jaw jacking back and forth, and I feel like Deegan is really getting a liking and a very obsessive hold on being in that spotlight, which is again, it's not a bad thing. But I just think the fact that people were saying, "Oh, I think Davies is faster." I think we even said it a couple times. Davies is faster. Davy looks like he's going to be a problem for Deegan outdoors. We're questioning if Deegan's really the fastest guy in this class now? I think hearing that squawking and that chatter and chirping kind of got to him a little bit, and he wanted to prove to people like, no, I am the fastest guy. All the guys that you like, I can put them on their butts. I'm Himothy. I'm the chosen one. I can do this better than anyone, you know? So I think all of that kind of got to him a little bit, and he wanted to make a display of where he thinks he is. So I understand it, man. And I can't say that if I wasn't in that position, I wouldn't be doing the same thing. What I do really like is the fact that even when he got the booze and people were saying like, oh, you know, dirty rider, blah, 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 he stood 10 tones down and was like, I'm him. You don't like it, you can suck it. You're just mad because I can back up all the stuff that I do. And really, it's in a moment I was like, oh, dude, you didn't have to do that. Come on, Deegan. You know, I was kind of bummed on him. Once he said that, I'm like, yeah, I'm back in. He owned it. I'm back in. Okay, sweet. So,
I mean,
it's cool.
it was the most Deegan-esque way to win a championship that you could possibly.
It was. I
mean, take a guy down, have the crowd booing you, and then tell everybody to suck it when he's on the podium. I mean, it was just,
yeah,
it was beautifully executed. It really was. On Davies' side of it, I was a little bit surprised that he did leave the door open the way that he did, knowing that it was Deegan behind him. Davies does such a good job of just minding his own business and putting in his laps, even when somebody's right behind him. I think that this is where it showed where he just didn't have enough awareness. I don't think that, you know, was it second to last lap? Somebody's coming, like, you got to protect that inside.
Always.
Or if you're not going to protect the inside and you hear, you know, that Yamaha is so loud. And I know he's on a Yamaha, so it's also loud underneath him. But you know that somebody's coming in, stand the bike up, hit the brakes. Like, he could have checked up and let Deegan kind of cruise on through and then had another chance to get him back after that.
For sure.
It just wasn't really well played on his end.
I agree, but we were forgetting one very crucial thing, AJ.
What?
He's 17.
Like,
he's so young. I guarantee you, seeing him in tears on the back of that berm and everybody come up to console him a little bit and give him like an attaboy, I think this is going to be a stark learning lesson for him. Like, yes, the speed is great. The technique is great. You're supposed to be out there minding your business. However, there's this other aspect of people. You're racing with a lot of hot-headed kids, man. It's not just Deegan. You got Beaumer. You got who else? You got Shimoda. You got all these fast guys that are really looking to take your lunch money. You have to be mindful of this. And I think we're going to see him become a different rider because of this, a better, more skilled, more aware rider, and he'll be able to almost respond with the appropriate aggression, appropriate riding technique, tactics, and all of that. So, I agree.
That brought me back to I remember being at a race where, was it a Jet? Who was he battling? Was it a Jet Forkner or Jet McAdoo? I think it's Jet Forkner. With Jet sitting with his head down, crying after a race, and I can't remember which one, but I swear there was like, after that, forget about it. It was lights out. It was like, that was all he needed to kind of light that extra fire under him and to learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to stamp it right now. Cole Davies doesn't lose another Supercross championship the rest of his 250 career. If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.